which should normally win a game, especially if you have the kind of bowling behind.
The bowlers, yeah, outstanding. It was. I thought it set a really good scene. Clint and Mitchell started fantastically well, made it really hard for the Indian boys to score. Mitch was fast, which always lifts the fielding side as well, lifts us around him. So I thought they set a really great tone for us. Watto outstanding, and even I thought Jimmy and X got targeted a bit early, but they fought back really well, which was great to see. So a fantastic all-round bowling performance, which we're going to have. India's batting is so strong, we're going to need all our bowlers performing well.
First question was 300 should also normally win a game.
300 should win. I mean, it should win you a game. It's nice to have on the board. There's grounds and times now where 300 isn't enough, is there? I mean, it's the game's changed a little bit, but I think if you do bat first, generally, if 300 was offered to you, you'd take it most times.
George, basically perfect game as a captain and as a team. Say that.
Yeah, it was, and I think that's really important too, because as I said, I think India is so strong. We're going to need everyone contributing right the way through. So, and we had that. I think Hughesy and Finch's opening stand that just settles everyone down in the change room, lays a great foundation. And nice for us to get 300 with Watto missing out, to show that the rest of us can do it and we can still find our way through that. So that was really important as well.
In cricket, we have heard of a statement saying that a batsman is a compulsory booker, but it seems that George Bailey is a compulsory puller. You played so many pull shots today. Were they so bowling so short, or you were picking up the lane so well?
I'm not sure. I guess they felt short enough. As we saw on there, we certainly bowled quite a bit of short stuff to try and make batters hit square. It just felt like if you bowled a little bit shorter, it was a little bit harder to pick up the pace. So that was certainly something that we targeted as a bowling group. Maybe India were thinking the same.
What was a brief tour on your bowlers, Mitchell Johnson and Faulkner wrote an impressive line and a length basically which the Indian captain said they were really impressive. They were more impressed by their length.
Yeah, length's the real key. I think now with only being able to have 4 out, just a really good length's a key. Particularly at the start of guys' innings, it makes it harder for them to score. Everyone's brief's a little bit different. Mitch, we want to go out and take wickets for us and to bowl fast and intimidate batsmen, and I certainly think he did that. Clint's probably not going to be able to intimidate batsmen, but he's really accurate, swings the ball, stood the seam up beautifully. Watto was the same, so length's going to be really important for them. And James is a little bit different in that he does a bit of both, I think. I've seen James bowl better than what he did tonight, but he just finds ways to keep himself in the game. He just takes wickets. He's just a great person to have in your team. He's so competitive.
Second, right? 25 overs of the 50 overs the Indians bowled. Only 25 overs for the spinners got 120 runs, and the other 180 runs were scored of the fast bowlers. Did you have a specific target that the fast bowlers are to be targeted and major of the bulk of the runs have to come from there?
No, not at all. No, you just play it as it comes. I thought their spinners bowled well at times. We've obviously got a lot of right-handers, so that allows MS to use his left-arm spinners at different times as well.
Up the back.
Your team has come here without Michael Clarke and Darren Lehman, the 2 guys who has ample experience of playing the subcontinent. But it seems that Australian cricket has some system in place. Who is contributing in the system and how you are, planning your strategies?
Who's planning our strategies? Well, we all do. I mean, they've certainly had a lot of experience here, but we've got a lot of guys that have played a lot of cricket over here now. So I think guys are more and more comfortable about playing here. All the coaches, I think, have played a lot here. So we talk about it a lot. We work bloody hard at it to try and get better at it. And the strategies evolve. Part of the strategy doesn't change in how we want to play as a one-day cricket team, and then there's just probably subtle changes depending on the conditions.
Second, right? George, as you said that Mitchell Johnson bowled at a blistering pace and sort of intimidated Indian batsmen. Now Indian side doesn't have any express pace bowlers. Had there been one, would that have made life a little difficult for your batsmen? Someone bowling at that pace from every side?
Yeah, I don't think anyone likes facing someone really, really fast. It's not much fun. they got different skills though. I thought they swung the ball nicely up front, and that's why I think Hughesy and Finchy batted so well. I think Finchy was 2 off 20 balls, which for him is it's unlike him, but he found a way to get through that, which was a great sign for us. He didn't throw it away. I thought Hughesy played the conditions nicely. So that was a great little partnership for us, and that probably took the most dangerous time for the Indian quicks out of it when they can swing the ball. Ishan's quick enough. There's enough there.
George, just from a very basic point of view, how important was it for the team to get the confidence up and get a win early in this series?
Yeah, well, I think it's huge. I mean, we'll wait and see, but it's such a long series, so I don't know how important winning the first game is, but certainly I think from within the change room it's important, and most importantly is the contributions from so many people. We didn't rely on a bloke taking 5 or 6 wickets, and there was no really big 100, so it was a lot of guys who would feel like they've had good games tonight, which is great.
Just quickly, Brad Haddon got the poke in the eye.
Yeah, Jesus, how embarrassing is that, honestly? We couldn't even get our high fives right. What about just a handshake? We just take it back to well bowled.
He's all right.
Yeah, I think he's all right. I think he came back out, but we're trying to work out if he came back out because his eye was all right or he was nervous because Hughesy was keeping so well. He thought his spot might have been under the pump.
Yeah. George, Aaron Finch's contribution at top of the order, he's hit a purple patch. How important is that in the absence of someone like David Warner?
Yeah, it's really important. I think anyone who can do that, take the game away from the opposition, is key. What would be great from Finchy and what we're seeing from him at the moment is he's doing it consistently. So that's great. And certainly whenever you're in a partnership with him, it feels like the game flows along nicely just because he's always putting pressure back onto the bowlers. I think when Watto's batting well, he does exactly the same thing. So with those two guys at the top of the order, it's it certainly makes it easier for some of us coming in the middle.
And your role also in the middle of the order, 3 scores of 80 in the last 4 innings.
Yeah, it'd be nice to go on with one, wouldn't it?
Sorry?
Nice to go on with one. 80's no good. Just that's it. I guess it's a bit different here coming in at 4, so generally I'm going to have a little bit more time to build into my innings and try and build partnerships. And we talk about partnerships a lot in our change room. They're certainly important. They're important over here. I don't think we got as many partnerships as we actually would have liked, so to find a way to get to 300 was extra pleasing.
Just on captaincy, was that part of bringing Johnson back in those right times? Was that just instincts or going on what plans you had?
A bit of both. Just a bit of a gut feel early. I thought he'd bowled 3 really good overs, hadn't broken through. Knowing how important taking wickets through the middle it can be here, and knowing how deep India bat, it was going to be important. And he spearheads our attack. He really does. He just provides something. There's energy in the game whenever he comes on. So he is really important to us, and to have him firing. I don't think he always likes having the shorter spells. He likes to work into his spells, as most bowlers do. But he took it really well tonight and led from the front, which was great.
George, Ricky Ponting in his book has written that he was concerned about Michael Clarke's attitude towards vice captaincy. How do you react to it, and what do you see from Australian cricket in future because of such statements?
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to reading the book because I think Ricky's one of the most respected blokes in Australian cricket, probably in world cricket going around. So I read that article this morning. It also finished with saying that since Michael took over as captain, Ricky was really impressed with him too. So actually having that extra responsibility brought out the best in him. So that was pleasing to read. And much the same from us. I think since Darren's come on board as well, he's been his big influence, and what he talks about a lot is about family, is about team, about manners, which is interesting coming from Woof. But all those things, and so I certainly think we're on the right track. No doubt about that.
Thank you.
How do you feel when people really question the team culture as has happened a few times over the past 6 months?
I think it's easy when the team's not winning. I think that's the first thing that people talk about. Culture, define it. I think it's so hard to actually put a number on, and it's not something you train, and it's something you can't fake. So it's one of those things that it's great that people can say they have it or they don't, but actually how how that happens, I don't know. Like you talk to when that Australian team of sort of early 2000s was playing, there's some guys in there who didn't get along, but you would say the culture was fantastic. You know, they had respect for how they played and stuff. So it's a really hard one. I'm really proud to be in this change room. I think we're going great places. It's good to see.